Welcome to IMRAN STAR video, or as we call it, ISVI, the collaborative lens on Vancouver, unfiltered, unscripted, and powered by community. We're not just a voice behind the mic, we're a collective of creators, thinkers, storytellers, and city lovers coming together to spotlight the people, places, and energy that make Vancouver what it is. From coast mountain skylines to neon-lit backstreets, we're covering everything from downtown buzz to the untold stories shaping our scene. You'll find us exclusively on YouTube, no algorithms, no filters, just real talk. For behind the scenes, updates, and chaotic brilliance in real time, follow us on TikTok and Instagram. So hit subscribe, drop a comment, and help us grow from 100 to 10, 0, and beyond, because this isn't just our platform, it's yours too. Turn it up. Get into it. Let's talk Vancouver. This is ISVI. Picture this. It's 1986. The hair is big, the neon is blinding, and Vancouver, the city best known at the time for its rain, lumber, and vaguely polite vibes, suddenly declares, guess what? We're the future now. That's right. Expo 86 was the moment this sleepy port town got its glow up and went full main character energy, complete with a monorail, a mascot named Expo Ernie, and more shoulder pads than a retro football team. For 6 chaotic space-themed months, Vancouver turned into the most ambitious world fair this side of the Cold War. Countries from all over the globe set up shop in little pavilions like it was international show and tell. Millions of tourists poured in. Princess Diana made an appearance. Even the USSR showed up to flex their futuristic dome. It was giving space age meets Pacific Northwest realness. But let's not kid ourselves. This wasn't just about robots and laser light shows. Expo 86 was a power move, a rebrand, a citywide thirst trap designed to prove to the world, and especially the US, that Vancouver wasn't just that place you flew over on your way to Japan. No ma'am, we were here, we were modern, and we had a vision. Or at least some aggressively optimistic signage and a bunch of Expo-branded merch that still lives in your uncle's basement. Fast forward to now, and you probably walked past a dozen Expo 86 leftovers without realizing it. SkyTrain, thank Expo. Science World's glittery golf ball dome, that's pure 86 realness. The fact that your apartment used to be a working dockyard before getting turned into a yoga-friendly loft space with no soundproofing? Yep, Expo's fingerprints are all over that too. So, what actually happened at Expo 86? And more importantly, what the hell is still left of it? This was Vancouver's big international debut, a techno-utopian fever dream that promised hovercrafts and left us with luxury real estate and a floating McDonald's barge resting in a river like a ghost of capitalism past. In this spicy deep dive, we're going to unpack how a world's fair full of space robots, monorails, and peak Cold War awkwardness managed to completely change the trajectory of the city economically, physically, and vibe-wise. Because before Expo, Vancouver was chill. After Expo, Vancouver was trying to be a global brand. Let's peel back the glossy promotional posters, dig through the nostalgia pins, and see how much of Expo 86's glitter still sticks. Before Expo 86, Vancouver was a modest, rain-soaked city with serious middle-child energy. Not quite Toronto's business bravado, not quite Montreal's cultural flair, just kind of there. Enter Expo 86, the city's high-budget glow-up montage. The pitch? A 6-month-long World's Fair dedicated to transportation and communication, because nothing says sexy international spectacle like traffic flow and telephones. The event was officially called Expo 86, World Exposition on Transportation and Communication, World in Motion, World in Touch. Which sounds like a motivational poster you'd find in a dentist's office, but hey, it was the 80s, and optimism was still a thing. The idea was cooked up during a time when Vancouver was trying very hard to be taken seriously on the world stage. The city wanted tourists, investors, and a slice of that delicious global relevance pie. So, civic leaders, including then-Mayor Mike Harcourt and Premier Bill Bennett, a man who never met a mega project he didn't love, decided to throw a giant party with international guests, sci-fi architecture, and enough photo ops to launch 1,000 fridge magnets. And somehow, it worked. They managed to convince 54 nations, 3 territories, and over 20 million people to come see Vancouver's version of the future. We're talking national pavilions, futuristic tech displays, robot arms doing robot arm things, and monorails zooming above crowds like this was some kind of Jetsons prequel. For a hot minute, Vancouver was the moment. Because this was the 80s, everything had to be extra. There were dancers in silver bodysuits, synth-heavy theme songs, and probably enough aerosol hairspray to damage the ozone layer in real time. Expo was pure spectacle, the kind of thing where a person could eat a Belgian waffle, watch a robot demonstrate telephone innovation, and then hop on a gondola to see a Soviet exhibit, all before noon. Of course, beneath all the glitter and tech demos was the unspoken truth. This was a development engine in disguise. The city wasn't just showing off its transportation dreams, it was laying the groundwork for its future condo empire. Expo gave Vancouver the political cover and public support it needed to transform False Creek from a gritty industrial zone into shiny waterfront real estate gold. So why did we do it? Because we were tired of being overlooked, because we wanted to be taken seriously, and because there's something about seeing a giant globe-shaped theater and a floating McDonald's that really makes a city believe in itself. Imagine if Tomorrowland, a Cold War science fair, and a Gap commercial from 1986 had a neon baby that was Expo 86. It wasn't just an event, it was a full-blown vibe shift for Vancouver. The theme of Expo 86 was transportation and communication, which sounds like the plot of a mildly interesting TED Talk, but Vancouver made it camp. You had entire zones dedicated to trains, ships, space, and yes, even telephone innovation. And because it was the 80s, everything was massive, shiny, and vaguely radioactive in color. Chrome was in, neon was everywhere. Oh, and did we mention the McBarge? Yes, you read that correctly. Celebrities rolled through like it was Coachella for nerds. Prince Charles and Princess Diana did a walkabout that made global headlines. Wayne Gretzky showed up because of course he did. Even Expo Ernie, the wide-eyed, sentient, rollerblade-looking mascot, became a minor celebrity in his own right, and the crowds unhinged. Over 22 million visitors passed through Expo's gates in just 6 months. Expo wasn't just big, it was aggressively optimistic. The kind of optimism only the 80s could produce. The Cold War was still on, the hair was getting bigger, and everyone thought we'd be living in space by now. There were laser shows, people movers, hovercraft dreams, and enough synth-pop background music to fuel a lifetime of nostalgia TikToks. So yeah, Expo 86 looked like the future, or at least what the 1980s thought the future should look like. Shiny, strange, and slightly uncomfortable to walk through in dress shoes. Okay, so Expo 86 packed up its neon jumpsuits and laser shows after 6 months, but its legacy? Still very much standing in steel, glass, and sometimes confusing real estate decisions. Let's start with the big one, the SkyTrain. That smooth, futuristic train you complain about every time it's delayed? Yup, that was Expo's baby. The SkyTrain debuted in 1985 to move the Expo hordes around quickly, efficiently, and with just the right amount of 80s optimism. Then there's Canada Place, the giant white sails that look like a luxury tent someone left on the waterfront and never took down. Originally built as the Canada Pavilion, it now functions as a cruise ship terminal, a convention center, and the backdrop of every awkward grad photo taken in downtown Vancouver since 1987. Let's talk about Science World, or as every local kid calls it, that big shiny ball where they make you touch electricity. The dome, designed by visionary architect Bruno Freschi, was originally the Expo Center. It's one of the most iconic leftovers, now repurposed as a science museum. Then there's BC Place, Vancouver's inflatable roofed stadium that, during Expo, looked like a giant marshmallow had crash-landed near False Creek. Today, it has a sleek, retractable roof and hosts everything from CFL games to Beyoncé concerts to international rugby matches that nobody can afford tickets to. We also got a little something called the Cambie Bridge Upgrade, which is like the glow-up montage scene of Vancouver infrastructure. And then there's the McBarge, a floating McDonald's built to showcase the future of fast food. A literal burger boat. After Expo ended, the McBarge was quietly towed away like a failed startup. It now floats somewhere near Mission, BC, like a haunted relic of capitalism's deep-fried delusions. But not everything stuck around. Many of the country pavilions were demolished, sold off, or straight up disappeared. Still, you can't walk around False Creek without tripping over some kind of Expo legacy. The redevelopment of that area, once full of shipyards and gritty working docks, became prime waterfront real estate, and eventually Yaletown. So let's talk about what Expo 86 really left behind, and no, we're not talking about dusty souvenir pins and weird Ernie plushies slowly decomposing in your dad's storage unit. We're talking about Vancouver's post-Expo transformation from kinda cute coastal city to full-blown international real estate thirst.